talking about the common thing that goes on in January.
Yes.
New Year's resolutions and goals.
Come on.
Conquering them in 2019.
Yes.
This is the time of year where we're setting goals, we're setting resolutions for ourselves. But by June, I don't know about you ladies, but sometimes I'm like, okay, I did one thing.
Yeah.
So this year, we're going to talk about how we're going to conquer these goals and big dreams in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. And what better way to do it with a group of ladies who are so
I
diverse, great personalities, and just talking about things that we can conquer together.
Yes, and that's the thing. We're doing this together.
Yes.
And that's why we're here today talking about our goals and dreams, how we can do this together.
Yes. So, with that being said, we each have a bowl. And we have to pick a topic. Maisha, you can get your... But, we didn't even introduce ourselves. Come on now.
Yes.
So, starting with the lovely and the pink and black, Miss Beautiful. Go ahead, honey.
All right, I am Maisha Wilder, and
come on, tell us about yourself.
All right, a little bit about me. I am married to my awesome husband, Kenneth. Shout out to you, babe. I love you. I have 2 awesome children. I have a dinosaur wannabe son, Micah, and a baby doll collector, Kaden.
Oh my yes.
Love that. My family's all about me. Job and all that. I have a job, but my family's everything. So.
Yes, they are. You're a good wife. Everything.
Yes.
Come on.
And we have our lovely Mrs.
Marcy Gurley, and I am married to the amazing Courtney Gurley, and have a fabulous baby boy, Cohen. Hi, baby. And just like Maisha, I am all about family. I'm all about meeting our goals. And love being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Belinda, Wendy, and last but not least,
Nautica. Hey everybody. So like I said, I'm Nautica, and I have a little boy. He is 4, and sometimes I think he's like 14 because he is. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
He's grown but good.
He's good. Yes. In Jesus' name.
Yes.
So, and so he's 4 and he's amazing. And we have, I think, about 20 puppies, but they're imaginary.
Oh my
God. I can do the imaginary.
20.
Really?
Tell me that.
And so he keeps life adventurous, and I just love him so much. And that's all I can say. He's amazing. He is so good. He just keeps me on my toes. I just love living life with my little boy. So that's it, y'all.
So let's start with our jars.
The topics that we picked in these jars are topics that we commonly deal with as women on an everyday basis. So we're going to pick a topic and just start discussing how we're going to achieve these goals in 2019.
Okay.
So who wants to go
do you
first?
Want us to be real, or
no,
do you
this
want
has
us
to
to
be
like
200%
I
real?
will
We don't
wake
even
up
want
at 5 o'clock and pray every day.
Yeah.
What you want?
No, and I don't think I'm a delete. I want this to be real answers. Like, I do not want the fluff.
Y'all might have to pray for me afterwards.
Because every day doesn't come as a fluff.
No.
There's days where I'm fighting, there's days I'm rejoicing, there's days that I'm singing. But we want real talk. This girl talk is real talk from the heart. Let God lead you as you talk about these topics. How we failed on some of these topics. Because, if I wish I could say I've passed everything that I've done, but we don't. I didn't. I don't. But how do we fight when we don't pass or when we don't succeed in these goals? You know what I mean? So it's not all the good from the topics. Let God use you to talk about some of the bad too.
That's what we're going to talk about.
All right, let's go. Who's next? Who's first?
I'll start.
Who's bowling
the
first one?
All right. Should I say I have career? So I'm going to talk about that.
All right.
Did you say I have?
Just start from the beginning.
Okay, I got. All right, the bowl revealed career. So that's going to be our first discussion. Career. So conquering career goals for me, of course, looks like how can I either progress in my career or either change it. So it's one or the other. Either I want to go higher in my career or I want to change jobs altogether. So for me right now, I'm a school counselor and I love being a school counselor. I'm at an elementary school. So my career goal in that regard is how I can take my counseling and make it my own business. And I know the subject matter of the big topic is conquering a career goal. So I want to recommend to you guys, when it comes to career goals, look at what you're doing wrong first. That's what I kind of, you know.
That is so good. I never thought about it that way.
I know that's like, it probably stops.
But why would you say look at what you're doing wrong first?
Okay, all right. So the reason why I say that is because when we have goals, and sometimes goals can be set emotionally. We look at, you know, money, I'm not making enough money or whatever. But I want to, you know, start off with, why do I want to change jobs? Or why do I want to be promoted in my job? What's the reason for that?
There has to be a why.
Yeah.
Good.
So I want to, you know, offer you guys that are listening, what don't you like about your career first, and see if you can make that your goal and changing that instead of just outright changing your whole career, your whole job. And I know that when it comes to a career, you can't help but talk about money. Right?
You don't have money, you don't eat.
So yes,
last time
I
took money to eat.
And pay
Oh yeah. So your finances are of course directly related to your career. It doesn't have to be a clock in, clock out career, because I have entrepreneurs on the panel, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys that are listening have your own businesses. So looking at your finances is very, very important. And for me, I'm not really big on money. I'm more on, I value support. So I want to be in a career that supports me and my vision, and the money will definitely come. So, you know, when you're thinking about a financial goal, you don't want to be caught up in an amount, and you want to be more concerned about the outcome instead of the income.
That's really good.
You know, hearing you talk like that, or even mentioning those things, I can't help to think that when you actually start evaluating your career, the way that you said, looking at the things that you're doing wrong, and then the why, I feel like it just aligns you to just walk in your purpose.
And when you look at the career goals in that manner, you won't find yourself job hopping.
I hate this job, and
I mean, you can, you know, marriage hop, church hop. You could job hop. So when you think about your career goals and you're not job hopping, you're actually content and you have fulfillment in what you're doing.
You don't think about the money. You don't think, but when you feel like you're walking in something that's your purpose, like you said, the money will follow. It will follow. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I think I'd rather do something that I feel called to do, and I'm not getting paid the numbers that I want, but I get fulfillment every time I go in the job. So whether I'm clocking in or just walking into work, I have fulfillment when I leave. You know what I mean?
That's so important.
You know, just last year for me, I was working, but I wasn't putting my all into it. And God just had to like stop me and say, you got to work like you're working onto me. And it just hit home for me, because I was like, Lord, I was doing the mediocre. I wasn't going above, I wasn't going beyond, and I wanted to do more. And as I started putting more into my patients and putting more into, by the way, I'm a family nurse practitioner, I work with kids and I love them. And I was just like, no, I have to do this, and it just, I started mopping the floors. They didn't expect me to do that. Taking out the trash. Because my job it was a representation of who I am. And I said, God, this has to be excellent.
Yes, it does.
And so I started pouring more and more into that place, and it was a great place, but then it became an even better place. And so
purpose equals value. Value equals purpose. So whatever you pour yourself into career-wise, and just like Anadika, you reevaluate yourself, you know, and I'm sure all of us do it at one point in our lives or another, especially in our careers. We reevaluate it, and it goes back to the why. You give purpose to your value and value to your purpose. And it brings you joy. It brings you joy. And yes, you may have to take out the trash. Maybe you have sleepless nights. We're studying. We're trying to better ourselves as providers, and it brings God, I feel, glory. It brings God joy, knowing that we're at our best, or we're trying to be at our best, because we're giving value to our purpose and purpose to our values. You know, so it's a lot about being intentional. It's a lot about being intentional when it comes to the career choices. And yes, it might not bring us the financial gain that we want, but it brings joy to the Lord, knowing that, you know what, with this little portion that I'm doing, and this little work that I'm doing here on earth, it completes a bigger picture. So the career is not about where I can get or what I can get out of it, but what am I doing in the bigger picture for humanity, for other people, to inspire others and change lives, you know? It's all about changing lives, I feel, with our careers.
Marcy, you said something. Our purpose is not about us. And that's what I've been learning. Like last couple of weeks, it's not about me. It's about who am I going to impact in the future. Like I just heard a message on Joseph and his purpose. He went through a whole lot. But it was about helping his family.
Saving a people.
And so it's not about us. When I'm doing stuff on a day-to-day basis on my job, it's not about me. But it's about impacting that life for the glory of God. One other thing I wanted to mention on this topic is finances. And I don't know if y'all heard of Dave Ramsey.
Hello.
But listen to Dave Ramsey about our finances. We've got to be good stewards of our money. You know, you can get so much money coming in, but if it's not going into the right thing, it's pointless. So get the podcast. If you haven't listened, listen to something that's going to encourage you on a day-to-day basis. Get around people that are like-minded. You know, that's how we accomplish goals. Getting around people like these folks right around this table, getting around people that will push you and, you know, inspire you. Not people that will bring you down, but inspire you. So listening and putting your money in the right places is just amazing. Dave Ramsey.
So it's time to pick the next topic. Who's
Come
ready?
on. Who's feeling bold?
I think Marcy needs to go.
Don't be looking in there. You cheat.
I was like, but they all flipped over.
I flipped them over. She can't even look.
Let's see. Wow, marriage.
Yeah.
Wow, meeting goals in our marriage in 2019. Now, this is a heavy topic.
Come
on.
Yes.
Talk about meeting
But
goals.
if it ain't heavy, it ain't real.
Come on.
And it's not worth the work, right?
Come on. And it's not worth the talk.
The talk either, right? Marriage, meeting goals in 2019. Wow. Personally, in my marriage, the goals that we've set kind of blows my mind, right?
Why? Why do you say it blows your mind?
It blows your mind because you're like, okay, if I can do it within my strength, then it's not even worth doing. Right?
That's good.
So I have to definitely, and here goes that word again, being intentional and knowing, like, it goes back to purpose. What's the purpose of this goal in our marriage? What's the purpose of us praying together daily? Of us making sure that we have our date night, that we make sure that we don't let our careers and our businesses come before our marriage. The first institution is marriage, you know, being intentional in that. So in our marriage, we've made a plan, and we do this every year since we've been married. We've been going on 5 years being married now. And I know, right? Again,
Happy baby so long.
I know.
That's how I know you're old.
When you're having fun.
And you're having fun.
Amen.
Amen.
Just want to sorry.
So we've done it, but every New Year's Day, when we come home from service, because we attend services on New Year's Eve, we'll sit down as a family. And honestly, it's crazy because this came from my parents doing this with me and my brothers and sisters. We sit down and we write down our goals for the year, and every place in our whatever subject area in our lives. And one of them for our marriage is to make sure that we never forget God first. Never forget God's first. And that everything we do, however we process our day, we plan our life out, God is first. Prayer is first. And ensuring that we take time for one another. You know, we get so busy, we lose track. We lose track. Careers, life, family, children.
And you know what made me think? Sometimes good busy is not always.
It's not always good. It's not always good.
It's not always a good thing.
It takes up your time. So if I'm not investing the time in my marriage and making sure that the purpose for my marriage that God caused myself and my husband to be married is not being fulfilled, then it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I need to reschedule, restructure, and make sure that my husband knows that I love him. Come on, somebody. You know, and we're fulfilling that need at home. It's my first ministry. My first ministry. It's my husband and I. Yes, I have a job. Yes, he's there too. But Courtney, Girlie, and me, number one. You know, number one than everybody else. So that meeting that goal in 2019 for me, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy because we get busy, but making sure that I'm intentional and I'm always looking at my purpose. The purpose of my marriage is to glorify God. Period. So I need to make sure that I'm doing that in 2019. Will I lose track? Do I need my girls to draw me in like Marcy? Come on. Yes. But making sure that I always set that goal.
But let me ask you something. Sometimes when you feel like you're fulfilling that need and you are praying and you are doing everything according to the word of God, but you're not getting that return, how do you as a wife respond to that.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
it's not always easy to give 100% and the person's not even giving 1. Like, what do you do?
For me, I'm not gonna say I've done that.
Come on.
But I'm saying I've strived to do it. Is to make sure that I go back to God, go back to the Word.
Yes.
But let's go back. I can't go to my husband like, you're not fulfilling your promise for 2019. No, but I have to evaluate me.
Yeah.
Like, did I fulfill my promise for 2019? Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't kiss him good morning. Maybe I didn't fix his breakfast. Sorry, baby. Or dinner, you know, and say, you should have picked up this and that.
Yeah.
So I have to go back like, Marcy, did you go ahead and fulfill your promise? Did you wake up and say, baby, I love you? Let's not rush out the house.
Something
Let's
so
pray.
simple.
Yeah.
Simple, right?
Right.
It doesn't
So
cost
simple.
much.
Yeah.
Maybe cook dinner and say, babe, we don't have to eat out tonight. I've got dinner, you
Yeah.
know? So it's just going back and reevaluating. I can't put all the blame on my husband.
Come on.
You know, I can't put all the responsibility.
Yes.
on him.
It's so crazy how you mentioned that, because literally for me, when we first got married, I never wanted us to like schedule dates. I felt like it was something that we should just do naturally. I'm like, it feels fake. Let's just, you know, let it happen. But now with the busyness of everything, we know that we have to schedule.
Yes.
Like it has to
That
be scheduled.
intentional.
Yeah.
Going back to what she said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have to, because for me before it was like, oh, this is a planned thing, it won't be as romantic. No, it is just as
Sometimes
romantic.
it's better because you could schedule a nap before the date
Look
night.
at you.
Hello.
Look at you. Schedule date nights and just to make us have that intimate one-on-one time for each other. Because with work, the kids, and whatever you're doing, you know what I mean? Like it can be a lot. And you find yourself 2 weeks, you haven't even sat down and had like a really good one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
Just passing each other by.
Yeah. And then you feel like I'm living with my roommate.
Yeah.
Because both of y'all pay the bills, both of y'all work, but y'all don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's not just you. These are real women giving their real opinions.
Yeah.
If you don't do these things that you were saying, the both of you, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
So let's be intentional about 2019 for our marriage.
Goals for your marriage. Because
Yes.
not a lot of people, you think of yourself, although you are married, but not setting goals for your marriage.
Yeah,
What do you want to do? What do you want to see in your marriage? What do you want to see yourself as a woman growing to do in your marriage?
Yeah.
You know, talking to your husband about it. What do you both want to do and grow in?
Yeah.
You know, and start working on setting goals to do those things. You know?
And one thing I love that Nautica, you're on the panel today because you are a single woman at this time. Heck, come on, honey. Yes. How would you? What advice? I don't like the word advice.
No, that's good. That's good.
What wisdom would you give for a single woman seeking to be married one day in 2019? Because we were all single once, you know, but there's things as a woman that you need to know, that you need to prepare yourself for marriage, to sustain your marriage. What advice would you give?
So for me being single, most days I enjoy it, but to be honest, some days I'm lonely. And I'm like, what is going on? God, did you forget? And then I have to constantly just renew my mind. Right? And so as I prepare for marriage, I love sitting around people like you ladies, because I get to look at your marriage. I get to hear about your experiences, and I get to say, man, I'd love to see this. God, you've done so much in their marriage. God, you know, you guys show me how to interact with my husband when I do get a husband one day. You know, and just learning just to be happy in this moment. In this moment, I'm single. I get to make decisions. I get to up and leave when I'm ready. I'm enjoying this moment.
Child, you
enjoy that while you can.
She's trying to convince us.
Wait a minute.
So, just enjoying the moment, you know?
Yes.
And one thing I've heard in the past is, how do we get prepared for that relationship? And people are like, I gotta date this person, But what I always tell people is that we relate to everybody. It doesn't have to be a mate. How do I relate to Wendy? How do I relate to Maisha? How do I have conversations? How do I get through conflict? It's the same. It's not just only in a man and woman, but how do you relate? How do you relate to anybody? How do you relate to the person that you see in the store? It's not just about a man and a woman.
Because your mind.
Honey, you just said a whole mouthful, because listen, if I can't can't speak with you and you're close with me, how are you going to speak with the person that's supposed to be the closest to you? If I can't hold my anger and my mouth with the people that I'm close to, what makes you think you're going to hold that anger in your mouth with somebody that you're in covenant with? You know, that is so good.
As we're dating, as single people, as I'm dating, as I'm looking and just asking the Lord to lead, God, who is that husband? I have a son, so I'm just like, Lord, who's gonna lead my son? I think it's
so you're finding but the person for you will not only be for you,
but
especially if there's another person in the picture. It's for a family.
Absolutely.
For you and your son.
And so, Marcy, you talked about setting goals. And so for me, as a single person, I set goals, I write it down, I set boundaries. What am I going to accept? What boundaries am I going to, have to line up before I even get into a relationship?
Come on.
Because, you can say, okay, I'm a woman of God, I'm not going to have sex. But if you don't have a boundary, guess what? You're going to have sex.
Wow.
And so I say, Lord, help me. Jesus. The blood. Some days, you want to feel that somebody.
Jesus.
Keep it real.
That's right.
Come on.
But God.
Girl, he'll give you the strength. But I'm glad that you mentioned that, because everyone that gets into a relationship that's a believer has the good intention of not having sex before marriage. That's just your
no fornication.
No fornication. But like you said, if those boundaries aren't set, I'm not going to be in your house alone if someone is not there. We are human. We all fall short. So if those boundaries aren't set, you're setting yourself to fail. And that is so good, setting those boundaries for a goal.
I can't say, you set boundaries and then you have to be around people that will hold you accountable. Because I've set boundaries and have broken them in the past. And it's true. But you say, Lord, thank you for keeping me. God, thank you for giving me the strength. You have to set boundaries and say, this person, I'm going to be equally yoked with them. And if that person doesn't believe or doesn't understand where you're coming from, you've got to get up and run sometimes. You say you got to flee. You have to flee.
Exactly. A bike, a car, whatever, you got to just go.
Right. He said you got to run. I think sometimes as single people, we think we could just easy on that. No, you got to run.
Joseph Ray.
And so,
run!
You better take all of this out.
Braces is falling off. That's a sin. It's falling off.
Break everything.
So, you're going to get those feelings, but you come up with a plan. Everybody has a plan. If there's a fire, if there's a thunder, have a plan. What are you going to do? What is this situation going to look like? It's going to come up. Nothing is new under the sun. We know you want to have sex. Yes, we are human. But we've got to come up with a plan and say, God, help me. Always be in prayer. Don't lie to yourself and say, I don't want it. Yes, I know you want it. Yes, I want it. But God, help me, Jesus. Because it's
to
not
die
easy.
to this flesh.
Yes. So have a plan. Have a goal. Write it down. Tell somebody. And then, just have that person on speed dial that you can call. Say, hey, you want to come hang out? Because I'm just kind of feeling a little. So can you come and get a girlfriend? Get off of social media and actually have relationships with people.
Now I'm going to ask you something that, I'm sure people that are watching that are in your same situation, they're, waiting for marriage, but...
He said LJ hit him with the door.
I said sorry.
Oh, baby, he said sorry. It's okay.
He's so
Trouble because I see.
I know, that's why I tried to go for it like 10 times. No. I rebuke that over this age. It's like the main thing that we...
I say no tap. No tap.
Yes. Okay, so you were talking about boundaries and goals. I'm sure there's people that's out there that never have done that or have boundaries and goals, but literally don't know exactly what kind of goals. Can you share like what are some of your boundaries? What are some of your goals that you keep to yourself? Because you said something that when you are in your feelings where you, okay, look, God, I don't know if I can do this today. Calling somebody, like, what else can you tell them, like, to kind of have an advice on what could I do to have, like, what kind of goals and boundaries can I set for myself?
So some of the boundaries, I feel like definitely like praying about it.
Yeah.
You know, because one person can be tempted in a situation where another person doesn't have to be tempted in that same situation. Person is over at my house, then there has to be another adult in the house to make sure that, you know, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to fall into temptation. The enemy makes it so easy. It's slippery. And so having that person, you know, the old people tell you ain't nothing open at night except for
somebody.
So you're setting those boundaries.
Oh yeah,
Creep.
I'm not gonna be there making out with this person. I'm not gonna be kissing and everything. I want to know from the Lord that this is this person, and I think our physical selves can get in the place, and then you think, man, I love this person, but no, it's just your flesh. So for me, I say, Lord, you know, if that person can't handle that, maybe that's not the person for me. And I don't think that's for everybody. I think you have to set your own boundaries.
that goes with the praying, and then God will reveal to you. I can't do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I heard one pastor say, you know, keep it up. Like, if that person's hands gotta go everywhere, no, the thighs, keep it at KFC.
What's KFC?
They're the only person that have thighs. You know?
Ooh, I like that.
That's good.
Put them in the shade. You wanna put your hands on
What
the
if they
thighs?
try it on the fryer? You gonna get burned.
Hello.
So you just setting those boundaries before it comes, because if you try to set it when you're in the situation, it's too late. And you just fall. So set those boundaries and stick to them. Even if that man looks good, I know, or that woman, you know, vice versa. But you have to set those boundaries before you get in a situation. Because it's too late when you're already there.
And I wanted to add one thing to that. Before my husband and I got married, and this is for anybody, when it comes to setting goals, if you're single or whatever, but letting other females or males know who you're dating. I think that's very important, because you want to have a relationship public. You don't ever want to hide love. You know, when of course we're talking about, we have a panel of believers, and Jesus showed his love publicly. He didn't die on the cross on the backside of a hill. He died in a position where everyone could see it. So he displayed his love for us publicly. So don't hide who you're dating. Don't feel like, you know, I don't want to share this person's name. You want to let as many people know who you're in a relationship with. So you'll have many people, you know, holding you accountable. So they'll know, or they'll say, hey, I saw Tyrone at such and such. If they don't know, you better call. Because so, you know, a lot of women, like, you know, I don't want to tell them, I don't want them to know. Let people know when you're in a relationship, because that way we can, you know, help you with that, or not just spy on you or feel jealous about the relationship, but it's really about safety. And a lot of times we don't think about that. We don't think, okay, oh, he's so sweet, but
I'm
you
a
have to
private
think about
person.
it.
I don't tell nobody.
That's right. So,
And it's good to be private, but sometimes, like Maisha, we were saying, you're having accountability partners. Monica might be out of town.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
or so-and-so might be at work, but when you have those accountability partners that are spiritually led by the word of God and can let you know what you're saying, oh my gosh, I think that's so important.
And you know what came to mind? Like, a lot of times, like, why people might not try to, you know, let people know about relationships they're in. Because it's like, okay, I dated this guy, and that didn't work. I dated that guy, that didn't work. I dated that guy. And it's like, it looks like you're just going through a train of guys that you're dating. But when you keep it holy, which almost sounds too perfect to be true, but when you keep yourself dived in the word and you're disciplining yourself, you're setting boundaries and goals, praying to
You're
keep
not going to
them,
be a yes girl.
holding the accountability of people that close. So regardless if you're going through all these guys that you're courting with, you haven't poured yourself physically because you're not having sex with them. So honey, it don't matter what people what it looks like on the outside, but your spirit man is actually content and rejoicing because you didn't allow 10 different guys to come inside of you. You know what I mean? Literally and figuratively. You know, and pouring things in.
You might have to delete that.
We said real talk, right? Okay, so this is real talk.
Bust this jacket. Come on.
So it doesn't matter if you courted 8 to 10 times because you're courting until you guys find that man finds you, or you find that woman. Because it's something that needs to be done. I think that's so good, Maisha, letting it public. But you know, you think, oh, I don't want people to think that I've already dated 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're doing it the right way because you're holding yourself accountable with other people.
And Nanika, what I loved about what you said about singles getting that boundary around them, it's the same thing for marriage. Having boundaries. You can't have everyone speaking into your marriage. You cannot have everybody pouring
family, close friends,
whatever.
And not always strangers.
No, because if it was just strangers, it wouldn't matter. It's always from people that you love and hold dear to you.
So what example would you give as far as boundaries in marriage?
In marriage, I mean, honestly, in my marriage, I can say that we have a boundary. Like, if they're not my friends, they are not your friends. And they're not your friends, they are not my friends. And even if they are friends of ours, we have to create a boundary. I can't have you talking to my husband any kind of time of night. Can't have you texting him. I have boundaries with you. You're my
and when you see the text, what does she want to tell us?
Hello. Us. And one thing I do, if even in my friendships and friendly, if I'm going to text a man, a friend, a brother, my husband is included in the text. My wife is my friend, you know, I'm included in the text.
It's a group message.
It's a group message. Even though the message is towards me.
It's funny, but it's real.
We have to think about that because we open up the door and we create the space for the devil to move. So your good will be evilly spoken of. And so, you know, we want to always build trust in our marriage by being that open and creating that kind of boundary, a safe place. You know, that's accountability. The Lord wants us to be accountable to each other, you know? And so that means that, okay, I have Bible studies on Tuesday nights at our house. And if my husband's not there, I have to ensure I have accountability. If Maisha's there, she's making sure all the single men or even married men are leaving because I'm married. You know, and the same with my husband too. If I'm not home, I need to know somebody's dropping off something to my house. My husband and my son is home. Knock on the door. Marcy knows you're coming. You know, but Marcy also knows you are leaving. You know, therefore it's accountability. You know, I can't let you. This is. Marriage is sacred. Can't have everything tainting my marriage. Creating that boundary, you have to be intentional about creating that boundary, that safe place. You know? So being open in your marriage, having people like you ladies there to keep me accountable and create those boundaries for me, because sometimes you need your friends to create it for you. Because Whitney, Belinda, Nanika, and Maisha might see something that Marcy didn't see. You know?
It's like, girl, you don't see that over there.
Okay. I don't sit right.
Exactly. So there's boundaries you gotta set there. There's key words. Like even in our marriage, we have to say, okay, if I say bing, that means we gotta stop this conversation right now. We're getting angry. We're going outside of that safe place.
Like the iPhone bing?
Yeah, we gotta do something. Bing. That means I'm saying something wrong.
I love the little things that hurt.
You know?
We're not gonna go too deep into that. We got some funny stuff in there.
We do a lot of stuff.
I know, right?
But we have to stop ourselves. Like, okay, you're about to cross the boundary. You're about to hurt me. That's in my marriage. I'm talking about. You're about to hurt me, or I'm about to hurt you. That's another boundary that we have to set, even in our own between my husband and I. So we don't hurt each other. You know, we have to love each other.
Because sometimes you do it unintentionally. You don't realize it, but when you have that thing that's like, okay, here's the warning. Okay, I feel like you're already going too far.
You're going too far.
So before it goes there, you know, you kind of stop it.
You have to stop. Because you also remember, you all, we are children of the Most High King. My husband is a child of God. I have to treat him in that priestly way, in that kingdom way, right? And he has to remember, hey, I'm a child of the King as well. So I won't say anything to hurt you, to break you down. That wasn't my vow on my wedding day. I vowed to love you, to build you up and support you. So my words or my actions shouldn't break you down or dissolve you. You know, they should build you up. So those are boundaries you set right there too, in that marriage space, in that sacred moment.
And if we are one with our husbands, with our spouses, if I'm hurting him, I'm hurting myself.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I always say, in marriage, we're two imperfect people serving a perfect God.